This is a song that I learned when I was little, and I relearned. I learned on guitar because my younger brother figured it out when we were at camp one summer. It's a song, it's a Bible story, okay? It's a song about part of the story of Nehemiah, which is one of my favorite stories, not just one of my favorite Bible stories. Anyway, it can be found in the book of Nehemiah in the Bible. And like I say, it's only part of the story. And if you're not religious, and you were like gonna listen to the song, but you're like, I'm not religious, listen to it anyway, because it's a good song, even if you're not religious. Okay, here we go. How could just one man, a Jew, if the beginning, huh? How could just one man, a Jew, serve the king in Shushan, help his people in Jerusalem, a city far away? The people there were fearful, for the city walls were broken. Nehemiah wept to hear of it, but then began to pray. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. The king began to wonder, so he asked his servant plainly, Nehemiah, tell me of the sorrow in your heart. Nehemiah, trembling, tried to think of what to tell him, but then he turned to God again to know just where to start. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. So Nehemiah spoke, and the king was understanding, sent him on his way and gave him generous supply. Nehemiah journeyed to the city of his fathers and quietly began to plan the work before his eyes. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. Oh Lord, help me to help my people. That's the song, and like I say, it's only the beginning of the story. The story goes on to get a lot more awesome, but I really like that this was from a little book with a record in the back. You guys may have had those for non-religious books, but I had them for both, you know. And this was Bible stories, and it had Nehemiah, the story of Nehemiah, and you know, on one side of the record, a guy told the story of Nehemiah, you know, in modern English for kids, and on the back there were songs that related to the story, and they split the story up into bits and wrote songs about bits of the story, which I really like because it allows you to focus on sort of just not religious, just songwriting wise, allows you to focus on just one specific thing, you know, instead of sort of trying to make every song an epic. And it's a pretty epic story. It really is. It's not like Moses epic, but it's a big story. So Nehemiah was the cupbearer for the king of wherever. Help me out, biblical scholars. He was Hebrew, had been taken into captivity, or his parents had been taken into captivity. He may have been born outside. and he outside Israel. Anyway, and so he was the king's cupbearer. I don't know how he got such a high position, but he did. And then he heard these rumors from fellow Hebrews about how Jerusalem had been laid waste, and so he felt the need, he felt obligated to go back and do what he could to rebuild Jerusalem. The story is this awesome story about how he did. He asked the king. This was really meaningful. You know why I was thinking of this? I just quit my job. I'm going to be working there for the next month, but I quit my job. And I'm always really impressed with thinking about how Nehemiah was in captivity in a foreign land, the king's cupbearer, and just went and asked the king. He was like, "King, I've got something I need to do." And the king, what does he care about Jerusalem? But totally let him go. Anyway, that's your song for today.